So today's video, this one's going to be a little convoluted, but bear with me. I'm going to try and tell it the best way I possibly can, because we are not dealing with just one victim or two victims. We're dealing with 4 victims over the course of 8 years. And this is the story of the Pocatello 4. Come join me. This one's out there.
There should be no law against killing people.
This morning, the state put to death Paul Ezra Rhodes.
7 years ago today, a Pocatello woman was murdered, and that case remains unsolved.
Our first victim is going to be Cassie's daughter. She's going to be alone in a big, dark house out in the middle of nowhere. How perfect can you get?
Gathered tonight in Pocatello to show support for the family of 11-year-old Jerilee Underwood.
So if you saw my video last week on the case of Lynette Culver, many people believe that this story actually began with Lynette Culver, who disappeared in 1975 from Alameda Junior High School in Pocatello, Idaho. She was a 12-year-old 7th grader who went missing May 5th of 75. And the prevailing theory about Lynette is she was a victim of Ted Bundy, because Bundy actually admitted to her murder and gave information to detectives that most people, including Lynette's parents, believe only somebody who came in direct contact with Lynette would know. However, Lynette's case is still open. She is not a confirmed victim of Ted Bundy. Many people try to say that. She is not. That's just the most accepted theory. At this point, her case is still listed as a missing persons case to this day. And there's reasons for the reason why the police have not officially ruled it a homicide and closed the case. And we're going to start in 1978 with 2 young girls by the name of Tina Anderson and Patricia Patty Campbell, and a nice leisure day at a city park that would turn gruesome real quick. Now, Tina Anderson and Patricia Campbell, aka Patty, were best friends. They both attended Alameda Junior High School. Yes, the same school that Lynette Culver attended. And they had gone to Alameda Park for a city celebration called the Pioneer Days. Now, Tina Anderson had actually been asked by her older sister to babysit for her that night. Well, Tina had to turn the offer down. She had already lined up another babysitting job at a house across the street from Alameda Park. And she was scheduled to actually attend that babysitting job at 7 p.m. that night. Now, friends and family had reported seeing both the girls there at the park throughout the entire day. Now, several members of both families reported seeing both Tina and Patty speaking to a man who was wearing a dark-colored hoodie, jeans, had jewelry on, and sunglasses. Now, Patty showed up to her babysitting job a half an hour early with another girl in tow, and that other girl was believed to be Patty Campbell. Now, Tina Anderson arrived at the home she was supposed to babysit at, which sat literally right across the street from the park. The mother who lived in that house that she was supposed to babysat for told her, well, I don't need you until 7. And she asked her, she goes, but would you like to come in and wait? Well, Tina told her, she goes, no, I'll come back at 7 o'clock when I'm supposed to, and I'll go from there. And the woman watched Tina and this other girl, who is widely believed to be Patty Campbell, turn and walk back across the street towards Alameda Park. When Tina hadn't arrived by 7:30, the woman became concerned and called Tina's parents. Tina's parents called Patty's parents, and a search began for the girls. We're going to go check out Alameda Park and the home where Tina Marie Anderson was supposed to babysit that day. And this is Alameda Park right here, what it looks like present day. Now, it looked much different back in '78. July 22nd, I believe. And during that time, Pocatello was having their annual Pioneer Day celebration. And while it was here, this event was attended by 2 females, 12-year-old Tina Marie Anderson and 15-year-old Patricia Patsy Campbell. The 2 girls went missing from this park. Now, Tina Anderson was actually scheduled to babysit at 7 o'clock right here at this house. This is 489 Randolph Street. And she actually showed up here at 6:30, half an hour before she was supposed to be here. And the lady offered to bring her back, to come back, or to wait inside. She said that she would come back, walk back towards Alameda Park right there, never returned. For 3 years, Tina Anderson and Patty Campbell were listed as runaways. And again, the case was not taken too serious. And they would not be heard from for 3 years. Now, 1981, there was a young lady by the name of Linda Diane Smith. Linda was the one of only 4 victims that did not attend Alameda Junior High School. She actually attended a rival junior high school by the name of Franklin. I believe that's the name, Franklin Junior High School. Ironically, the same high school where Linda Culver was seen boarding the bus to go to the field trip to the reservation. Linda was actually at home babysitting her little brother the night while her mother was at work. And her little brother woke up a little after midnight to the sound of a struggle and hearing his sister Linda scream. And he reported that he ran out and saw a large man grabbing Linda and pulling her from their home. And he attempted to intercede and try to protect his sister, and he was thrown to the ground. And the man told him to get away or he would be hurt. So he watched helplessly as this man pulled his older sister from the house, put her into what he described as a van with flames on it, and drove off. Now, the home didn't have a phone at the time. They couldn't afford it. So he ran next door to the neighbors, knocked on the door, and after waking them up, he told them what happened, and the neighbors called the police. So this is the home of Linda Smith. She is the only one who broke the mold. She didn't attend Alameda Junior High School. She attended Franklin Junior High School, I believe. And this was her home at the time of the murder. She was actually kidnapped from that house right there. Her little brother actually witnessed the kidnapping and actually attempted to intercede, tried to stop the guy. He pushed him down and threatened to kill him if he didn't back off. And after he got her outside the doors right here on this street, the little brother stated that he saw him pull Linda into a panel van and drive away. And after he drove away, he went to this house right here and notified the neighbors. Police didn't take this serious because they believed she was just a runaway and didn't believe the brother. 2 weeks later, her clothes were found, and even then, they still thought she was a runaway. It wasn't until her body was found not too far from here that they realized it was a murder case, and the little brother had been telling the truth the whole time. But this is the house right here, 239 North 8th Street. Now, Linda had recently run away from home, and she'd been gone for a day or two before returning. So the police didn't take it much too serious. They thought that her little brother was actually lying to cover up for his sister, who had actually run away, and so they didn't take the case serious. A little more than a week later, Linda's clothes were found on the on-ramp heading to the 15 off of Pocatello Creek Road, right near where Bundy supposedly killed Lynette Culver. But at this time, the police still didn't take it serious. They thought that she had probably taken a change of clothes and had just dumped those to try to throw them off the case, and they just didn't take it serious. 2 months later, the police realized the error of their ways and realized that the brother had been telling the truth the whole time when Linda's body was found on an embankment on a hill in an upscale neighborhood in Pocatello. Now, unfortunately, we cannot visit that site because at the time it was unincorporated. They had not built anything on it, but it now houses a whole entire housing development, and getting to the actual location would require going through people's yards, and we're not going to do that. Miss Linda Diane Smith, June 3rd, 1967 to June 14th, 1981. Now, this is in Idaho Falls, Idaho. This is roughly about 70 miles away from Pocatello, where she was actually killed. And she's the one that kind of broke the mold when it came to, because the other 4 victims, if you include Linda Culver in this, she's the only one that did not attend Alameda Junior High School. She actually attended Franklin Junior High School. And she's also the only one that's not buried in, well, besides Patricia Campbell. About 3 months after Linda Smith's body was found, a hiker who was hunting in Oneida County, an area between Malad, Idaho and Preston, Idaho, made a gruesome discovery when he came across the remains of 2 people. And after comparing dental records to the victims, they were able to officially identify Tina Anderson as one of the remains. And at that time, they automatically assumed that the other person was Patty Campbell. The confirmation would not come until the 2000s, when a DNA test was actually performed, and it was confirmed that the other person, the other set of remains, was Patricia Campbell. And this was Tina Marie Anderson. As you know, she was the one that disappeared with Patricia Campbell, Patty. They disappeared from the park during the Pioneer Day celebration. And somebody's been here recently to put flowers, and I'm so glad to see that. But again, 12 years old, not too far away from her birthday. Sad. But this is her grave here in Pocatello Rest Lawn Cemetery. Now, I have tried over and over and over again. I have searched records, I have searched newspapers, I have searched official documents, and I am not able to find any kind of a burial site for Patricia Campbell. So at this point, when I was actually speaking with a detective there in Pocatello about the case, he stated that there was nothing official on the burial, and the belief is that the remains that were found out there were probably cremated and given to the family. What's weird about this is nearby they found a third human skull, and that skull to this day has remained unidentified. Now, for a long time, the Pocatello Police Department actually lost that skull. They didn't know where it had gone, and they recently were able to reobtain it from an evidence locker, and it has been found. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking the first thing that everything went to mind was, well, it's Lynette Culver. DNA tests and everything have been performed on the skull, and it has been confirmed it is not Lynette Culver. They initially reported that it was actually a African-American female, but as more tests and more studies have been done, it's actually been confirmed that it's more than likely a mixed race, but her identity to this day is still unknown. Fourth and final victim in this whole twisted scenario came in 1983, and that was of a young lady by the name of Cindy Louise Bringhurst, who also was a student of Alameda Junior High School and was actually getting ready to start her freshman year of high school. And again, she was babysitting. She was babysitting for a single mother of a child who worked at a pretty famous local bar in Pocatello by the name of the Oasis Bar. And about 11 o'clock that night, she contacted her home. She called her home to speak with Cindy because she had realized that her purse and her pocketbook and keys were missing from the bar. They had been stolen. So she called the house to make sure that everything was okay. And she spoke with Cindy at about 11 o'clock. Cindy answered the phone and she said, everything's fine. She goes, we're good. Everything is fine. We don't need, the baby's asleep. I'm just watching some TV. And the mom went on with her work. Between 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning, the woman was able to get a ride home from a friend. And when she got home, and walked up the stairs to her apartment, she realized the front door was open. The TV was on, the lights were off. Her baby was still in his crib, sound asleep, but Cindy Louise Bringhurst was gone. She was missing. Now this time, the police took Cindy's disappearance very serious. They took it very serious, and they began searching for her immediately. But they could find no signs of Cindy. There. But 154, right there. And the family got so desperate they actually hired a very expensive psychic from California to come to Pocatello and actually do a psychic reading. And the psychic stated that they had a connection with Cindy till she got to the bottom of the apartment stairs, and then they lost all connection with her. Well, a lady from my hometown of Blackfoot, who was on an oxygen machine and was not doing too well, contacted the police and stated that she felt that she had a strong connection with Cindy and believed that she knew where Cindy was at. And so the psychic and the police force went and spoke with this lady in Blackfoot. And the lady told them to search an area in the Mink Creek area about 20 miles away from Pocatello. And she believed that's where they would find Cindy. And the description of what the lady gave the police surprisingly brought them within 20 yards of where Cindy's body was found in the Mink Creek area. She was found partially submerged in the lake. And while her death was ruled suspicious and believed to be a homicide, her body was so badly decomposed and in such bad shape, they could not officially say the cause of death. Now, the Mink Creek area is a large, vast area. And because of the age of this case and because of the way records go, hunting down the exact location was very hard. So I was unable to find it. But we are going to go now back to Rest Lawn Cemetery in Pocatello. And we're going to visit the final resting place of Cindy Louise Bringhurst, the fourth and final victim of the Pocatello Four. Here is Cindy Louise Bringhurst, one of the Pocatello Forest people say. Kidnapped while she was babysitting for a cocktail server at the Oasis Bar, which still exists, as we've seen. The child was found unharmed inside the house, but this is where she lay, right here at Rest Lawn Cemetery. Sad. Now, because of how closely similar these cases were, Alameda Junior High School, babysitting, young girls, all between 12 and 14 years of age, people really truly believe, and to this day even believe, that this was the work of a shadow serial killer that they have dubbed the Snake River serial killer. And this theory has taken hold and has been very prominent amongst a lot of the residents in Pocatello. Well, with modern day technology and forensic testing, several suspects have actually not been named, but are actually being investigated by the police. And as a matter of fact, the Tina Marie Anderson and Patricia Campbell case, they actually police took their evidence to the district attorney and actually wanted to do a grand jury indictment on either the person or persons they believe is responsible for their case. At this point, the district attorney has turned down taking it to a grand jury because they feel that the evidence is just not strong enough to warrant a grand jury indictment. But they said, keep working on it because you're really close and you will get it. I understand there's also a strong suspect that has not been named in the Cindy Louise Bringhurst and the Linda Diane Smith cases as well. And they are all different individuals, which at this point is now beginning to make the Snake River serial killer not as viable as it used to be. I want to thank you for joining me today on this case. This one is extremely bittersweet because this marks the end of my Gem State Stories series. And hopefully someday I'll be able to go back up and begin a volume 2. But thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to the next one, and I've got some really good cases coming up here in Las Vegas. And I'm going to be branching out soon to Utah, Arizona, and California. And I'm going to be bringing you some cases from there. And to my subscriber, Marcus Chandler, yes, the Tupac Shakur video is being edited. And that one will be up within the next few weeks. Until then, guys, Deuces.
Hello, I'm Eliana. Hello, I'm Camilla. Hello, I'm Clarice. 3. Today we're going to be talking about the dangers everywhere. It could be from your own house to on an online game. Today I will be talking about the dangers of being in your own house. A house is supposed to be somewhere where you feel safe and secure, but there's always going to be something going on. If somebody you don't know or is unknown that's knocking on your door or asking to come inside, do not let them come in. They could cause serious harm to you or anybody in your family. If you say that they're a friend of your family, you still do not let them in, because they could be anyone pretending to be anybody.
Hello, I'm going to be talking about online dangers, such as games to Fortnite to Roblox. If anybody's playing on Fortnite, you can be able to talk to people that you don't know, or if you're playing with somebody that you know, and say it's okay to talk to them and make new friends. But when you're playing games to where you don't know people with no adult or anybody, you shouldn't talk to them. Turn your microphone off, or else they could come and track your location and try to kidnap you. Okay, hello, I'm going to talk about how if someone tries to ask you to go in the car. If someone asks you to go in the car, if they say, I have puppies or kitties and candy in my car, or say, hey, no, run away and call an adult.
Lynette Culver.
Cindy Brainhertz.
Tina Anderson. Patty Campbell.
Linda Smith.
Cassie Doe Stoddard.
Jerry Underwood. Remember the victims.
I really want to take the time at this point to thank everybody who supported me at this point, and I have now reached over 100 subscribers. And to some, that's not a big deal, but to me, that's a huge milestone. And I do want to take the time to recognize my new subscribers and welcome them to the Dear Boss family. So special thanks to Rod Swan, Francis Hearn, Nick Yanulis, I hope I said that right, Nick, Nancy Phillips, Dr. Rocketer 5150, Catherine O'Neill, Cha-Cha, Laura Wilson, NE1, Herschel Sudden, Kim Halper, Jenny Tonic, Scott Lopez, CHP TRK75, Devin Robinson, Toxic Idone, hopefully I got that one right too, Vianney Frias, Rachel Ann, Tracy Christensen, Mr. John 92, Cuddly Cooper, Nens Garcia, Marcus Chandler, and Ron Wilson. Thank you so much, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for supporting me and getting me over that 100 subs. And because I have hit that 100 subscriber and I'm getting very close to 200, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And anybody knows me knows that I collect stuff. It's who I am. Not a hoarder. I collect stuff. And one of my biggest things that I like to collect, call me weird, are the Pop Funko mystery minis. And so as a thank you, I'm going to be giving away a whole case, a set of 12, of Star Wars Pop Funko Han Solo story to one of my subscribers. And the details on that will be coming here very soon. But again, thank you so much for everybody who subscribed and is commenting on my channel and helping me build. And again, to Scott Michaels from Dearly Departed for his unboxing video yesterday and helping grow my channel. And I appreciate everybody who's come from his channel to look at mine. I really do appreciate it, guys. And I can't say enough good things about Scott and how much he's helped me out. I also want to give a special thanks to Unit 522 for his narration of the serial killer of Southeast Idaho video. And a special thanks to Captain Borax, who has really helped me out a lot and is really encouraging me to continue doing what I'm doing. So thank you guys for everything. And I really hope to see you again soon on another video. Welcome to the Dear Boss family, guys.